New numbers released by Feeding Northeast Florida highlight the increasing need for food in our community amid the pandemic.
The organization served 2.8 million people last year. That's up roughly 129% from 2019. News4JAX reporter Jennifer Reddy talked with the people involved with the organization about overcoming the challenges this year to meet the need and how you can help going forward.
For months, this has been the scene week after week at different food distributions across Northeast Florida. People lined up in their cars to get bags or boxes of food to feed their families. Susan King runs Feeding Northeast Florida. She says the need for food has grown significantly since the start of the pandemic.
We work through agency partners, and they have been reporting as much as 100% to 200% increase over the course of these last months since March.
In 2020, Feeding Northeast Florida distributed more than 30 million pounds of food. That's up roughly 82% from 2019.
It's kind of shocking in retrospect, because when you're in the midst of doing this, you really don't think about it. You just mobilize.
Early on, King says the nonprofit had to adjust its grocery recovery process, and it's been able to keep up with the increasing demand thanks to grants and the generosity of businesses and people in the community.
It's a lot of people are first-time donors to our organization who really have just said, hunger is not acceptable in our community. It is a problem that we can solve. And so they have partnered with us to do this, to be able to buy the food that's needed, to be able to rent those trucks and keep them full of gas and drivers to be on those routes.
Although 2020 is over, the pandemic is not. King says they are still seeing an overall increase in those who need food assistance. And she says roughly 40% have never asked for help before.
These are people who even now have jobs, but there's a reduction in hours, or they went a time without employment. And it's very hard to make up that for people who are kind of living paycheck to paycheck.
Looking ahead to 2021, King says they need volunteers. And to donate, the best way to do so is monetarily. Jennifer Reddy, Channel 4, the local station.
In celebration of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day, Feeding Northeast Florida has several volunteer opportunities.
Yep, that's right. So there are 2 mobile food distributions on Monday. The organization is also giving people an opportunity to write an encouraging letter to those in need or write to lawmakers about the impact of COVID-19 in our community. For more information, visit our website, news4jax.com. And don't forget, we ask that you take part in our Positively Jax food drive if you can. We ask you to come here to Channel 4 on Martin Luther King Jr. Day on Monday and bring a non-perishable food item or more. We want more than one if you could so be generous enough to offer. We'll be here accepting those donations from 8 in the morning until 6 o'clock in the afternoon. The food will be distributed to families in need through Feeding Northeast Florida.
Yeah, a lot of places have BOGOs right now, so it's a great opportunity to pick up a couple of things.